Hello, hello, hello. This is Tower Moment Taurus here. Welcome. This video is for the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. This is the third video in a brand new channel I just made. Happy Zodiac New Year. I apologize, I sound congested. This video is also coming out a day after the other two sign groups, the cardinal and the fixed signs. That's just because I wanted to take some time and, you know, let the cards charge up with the crystals a little bit, clear some of the energy. So you are getting this video now. This spiel is just going to get longer every single time I make a video, so I do apologize. But this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading. I do not do private readings at this time. If someone reaches out to you with my name, Tower Moment Taurus, and they say, hey, I would like to offer you a private reading, don't do it. It's a scam. I am not doing private readings at this time. Of course, in true Taurus fashion, I may end up charging later, but I will let you know on this channel directly if I end up doing that. Also, these are potential energies. They are not set in stone. You have your own power and free will to adjust things as you see fit. So take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And then, as always, I am not a licensed psychiatrist or medical professional. If you need help in that area, please seek out someone with the proper licensure for that assistance in that area. I am just a card reader. Yeah, I am not doing this for medical or psychological advice. This is specifically for entertainment purposes only. So with that said, let's begin. And I'm using the Neon Moon Tarot deck. I purchased this on Etsy. You can also go to pixeloccult.com. And I'm also using cards from my own personal oracle deck that I made. And then we're going to get some final advice from the Rock and Roll Oracle. Just letting you know that I am sick and congested, so I may start coughing. And I also live in the old creaky buildings with a lot of background noise, so I do apologize for that. Okay. Let's begin. Can you please give me 3 cards for the mutable signs? Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. Okay, first comes out. Hierophant. Moving quickly today. Fantastic. Okay. So, you may want to check out the fixed sign reading that I also put up previously, because you have a card here that is in alignment with their reading. So you have the Hierophant. Speaking about higher level commitment, could also talk about mentorship and also just general unity. So that's the position. There also looks like the 8 of Wires, which is also known as the 8 of Wands in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. And this speaks about movement, action, maybe even possibly receiving a message. I'll get some further clarification to see what direction it's trying to pull me in. And then your last card is the 4 of Cups, or the 4 of Vials in this deck. So I would say probably contemplation, hesitation, maybe what you're receiving isn't something necessarily that you want, or you need a little bit of time to like weigh on it, because it could just be an offer that needs a little bit more research, if that makes any sense. So let's pull some clarifiers. And my deck is huge. My hands are stumpy, so I have to read this in pieces, just letting you know. So tell me a little bit more about this Hierophant card, please. So lots of zodiac cards coming out here. Let's see, eventually came out first. Virgo, and eventually, okay, that's the first part. All right, More messages for the Hierophant, please. So what's going on, mutable signs? Let's talk for a second. So the first thing that came up for this Hierophant card is you have the card eventually. Now, this card speaks about something that may be happening somewhere down the line. So like, you know, what's the old saying? God's delays are not God's denials. So there is a situation where if you are kind of seeking out a higher level commitment, it's not going to happen at the present moment. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You also have the Virgo card, which is interesting because the Hierophant is represented by Taurus. And this is a card specifically talking about the mutable side. So Virgo is showing up very heavy in this reading. So this could apply to you, or you could be dealing with a Virgo. Or alternatively from that, there's something that could be occurring during the Virgo season, so late August into early September. In regards to your higher level commitment, maybe education is concerned, who knows. Then you also have Aries, which is very significant, especially since this is the start of Aries season. So something could be occurring right now that you have to look at as far as like what you consider to be a commitment down the road. And then the last not the last card, the next card, are you being honest with yourself? I love this card, and it's actually one of the first cards that I actually wrote out because, you know, I think oftentimes we don't always tell the truth to ourselves, or we just try to tell ourselves what we think we want to hear in order to satiate our fears in such a way. So is this a situation where like maybe you're a commitment phobe, you know, and you're not necessarily wanting to get involved in something right now and it's kind of freaking you out, you know? Or is this a situation where maybe you are committing and you know better? And the reason why I say that you probably know better is one of the other cards coming down the line, right? So I also have Twerk here, which this is such a weird card to have, but I like to put on music and dance. That's the reason why I put this card on here, like shaking your ass through the pain. I've also noticed that this pops up when there's maybe you're going to an event like a dance party or something like that. Like basically, or just having like some sort of movement in your body in general. So if that applies to you and you're a dancer, you know, like this reading is definitely for you. Also, no weapons formed. So whatever is going on in this situation with this commitment, with this mentorship, with the level of education unity that you're supposed to get to, basically the only person that can destroy you is you. So no one can interfere with your outside success, or they will try, but they'll fail. The only person that is capable of damaging this level of commitment is you. Now, this is the reason why I spoke a little bit more at length about the "Are you being honest with yourself" card, because cheater came up. Now, if we're looking at this from a love and a relationship context, it is what it is, right? You know, like we're dealing with someone who is not faithful in a relationship. The Hierophant is also a card that people tend to use when they're pursuing higher education. So this also is a situation where if you are in a education setting and you are not being particularly truthful on your tests or on your papers, you're a cheater. Hey, so that's something that may be coming down the line for you. I need more context with the rest of these cards, and then we'll see where it goes from here. Okay, This Eight of Wands. Can you give me some more energy on the Eight of Wands? Imprint, karmic situation. Fitness. See how I was talking about movement in your body and then the fitness card also came up? Very interesting. I don't know why that is there. Okay. But that's fascinating to me. Okay, more energy for the Eight of Wands, please. For the mutable signs. That came out together. Okay. Dead and gone, stuck in a rut. Interesting. Okay, so I said that this is a card about movement. Then you also had the twerk card in the first Hierophant deck. And now you have fitness. Hi, hello. If you are a person, you may be like a Zumba instructor or something of that nature. But you're all about your physicality and your movement at this time. And just like trying to make things loose in your body, which I think is great. You know, like we all like to be on a journey of being comfortable in our own skin. So I think that's a wonderful place to be in. Then the next card you got is imprint. So basically messages being received by way of newspaper, magazine, letter, or hard copy or digital form. So if you're a person that's not focused on your fitness or your movement, this could lead to a message that you are supposed to receive. That's the alternative definition for the Eight of Wands. So just keep that in mind, that there may be a message coming your way in regards to this higher level commitment. I also have karmic situation here. So in regards to a the wands themselves talk about passion, like in general, as far as a card is concerned, ideas, passion, talking about sex in a way. Karmic situations are definitely relationships and encounters that you are in that are supposed to teach you a lesson. They are not permanent situations, thank God, but they are there to teach you lessons, and most of the time they are pretty painful. Some people would disagree with me on that, but I have just learned from my own personal experience of being in karmic situations that they never had a pleasant ending, because you're supposed to learn the hard lessons from the universe, like what exactly you're supposed to be doing within your life. So, and you could be receiving messages or being involved with somebody in a karmic situation in the fitness front. I definitely don't disagree with that. So the two cards that came out together, whenever there's two cards that come out, I always like to read them as a unit. So you have stuck in a rut and dead and gone. Once again, since the Eight of Wands is all about movement, I really wouldn't be surprised if there's something that was kind of feeling a little bit sludgy, and because there's like this new spark of something coming along, you know, like now you're not stuck in that rut anymore. Like that is a situation that has ended. It's not it's not permanent. It wasn't going to be permanent. Like you are moving forward at a rapid pace towards your goals. So let's look at this final card and see how it all comes together, because right now it just seems like the message is a little all over the place. So maybe like with a little bit more clarification. Maybe there's a gig coming your way. If you're a fitness trainer, this is definitely something that you may want to keep in mind. Oh, no wonder. No wonder. Okay, things are starting to make a little bit more sense. So whatever is supposed to happen. You remember how I said that this is a card about contemplation, hesitation. You're going to have to like take a little bit more time, read the fine print maybe, just do a little bit more investigation before you say yes right off the bat. It's because of this card, because it looks like there's a gig coming along the way, and this especially I want to say for you fitness buffs, actually. Like, I feel like it's kind of more going in that direction. So if you're a mutable sign and you're like a fitness trainer, dance instructor, dancer, like this is your sign. That like there may be something coming down the path, but it's all a matter of, is it worth it to you to be able to take the gig? I'm very big about like, what's the payoff, right? Like when it comes to like these kinds of situations, is it going to cost you more money to do the thing than you're making? Is it worth the bullshit? Because, you know, sometimes you're dealing with difficult personalities that you wouldn't otherwise deal with. It also could be, in a sense, if you're doing teaching, because you're an instructor and there's just fitness and gigs and stuff like that, you know, are you coming up with an original program that could possibly be siphoned by somebody else? Think about that. Like, think about how you would want to protect your intellectual property. I'm only saying that because I feel like that's the direction that it's heading towards. And also just know that no weapons formed. So like I said, like there's no outside person or influence that can interfere with your success. Only you have the power to destroy yourself. So if you mind your P's and Q's and make sure that like all your contracts and all your trademarks are in place, you know, like I think you'll be fine in that regard. The other card that came out, Fated Event, Blocked Message. Now, as I have said before, and I'm sure I'm going to see this card in future readings for sorry, I got a text message, for future readings for the other groups as well. But when it talks about a fated event and a blocked message, I have said that like your cards are just potential energies. They are not set in stone. And the future is fluid and you can adjust things the way that you see fit. That is true. Sometimes though, with a fated event, there's an event or something that's supposed to come across your path that is supposed to happen in a specific way. Now, the free will comes in with your reaction. So you can't control the events that are happening to you, but you can control your reaction to the situation, and that is where your power comes back, and that's where your free will comes back, especially if it comes down to this sort of offer. If you are like I said, this, I'm really getting heavy fitness instructor vibes going on here, and I feel like this is more in that direction. You can also just be a teacher in any other sort of field. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of academia going on as well in this reading specifically. But just know that there is going to come a time, and there is something that's going to play out the way that it plays out that requires you to make a pause. And I highly advise that you take a moment and you give it pause and you give it a lot of thought before you move forward. I'm not saying that it could be bad. It could actually be a really good offer, but you don't necessarily want to rush into it until you make sure that it serves you and your highest good. You know what I mean? That's ultimately the vibes that I get when this comes up. So let's get some final advice from the Rock and Roll Oracle. Thank you so much. Can you please, I'm going to shuffle you really quick. Okay. Could you please give me some final advice for the mutable sides, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces? Thank you. Okay. So you have two cards pop out. Amazing. Yes. So so you have Whitney Houston and Lou Reed. I'm going to read from the Oracle book because I just don't know these definitions off the top of my head. So please bear with me. I do know the Lou Reed card is in conjunction with the Are You Being Honest with Yourself card, so that is not a surprise to me. Okay, so the first one is Whitney Houston, self-care, ownership, and caution. You have a unique set of gifts that are bestowed upon you and only you, and you owe it to yourself to cultivate those gifts, nourish them, and protect them because no one else will do it for you. Take control of your destiny and take the time to contemplate what is best for you. Beware of placing your gifts in untrustworthy hands. Hello, hi, remember I said cheater? Hey, you don't want people messing with your intellectual property. Okay, sorry, I got excited there. As there are those who might seek to profit from them, exploit them, or take control of them. If you're starting a solo project or pursuing a dream, there will come a point where others need to get involved for you to move forward. It's important to let others help you along your way, but don't let flying opinions overwhelm you, and don't let them set your pace. Take a step back, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what feels right to me? Our instincts are divine and in place to help guide us in times of confusion or doubt. Check in with yourself and your gut. Let your light burn brightly and share those beautiful, unique gifts of yours with the world. And then the next card after that is Lou Reed. Hold on, sorry. All right, reflection, inventory, and acceptance. It's time to take a hard look in the mirror and really take stock of your life. When we look closely at our reflection in the harsh light of the day, what we see is not the polished, put-on face we present to the world, but our line-marred, stripped-down self with all its gritty imperfection scars, all its natural beauty, and signs of life lived. Although it can be uncomfortable to view ourselves this honestly, when we dare to take a full, genuine inventory of our character, our actions, our goals, and our shortcomings, we gain the invaluable insight of a bird's eye view of our lives, and that allows us the opportunity to cut out that which hinders us and cultivate what fulfills us and makes our best selves. Damn, that was a long run-on sentence. Write out a list of pros and cons in your life and your behaviors and relationships. Are there obstacles blocking your path to your success? Are there demons from the past haunting you emotionally? Think about what needs to happen or change in your life for you to be happy, and write up a plan on how to start moving down that path to fulfillment. If you look at the whole of your life as it really is, not just the image of what you believe or want to be, you will find real and lasting progress can be made and come to appreciate the poetry and the raw essence of your true self. So it is exactly like I read. Wow, I shock myself sometimes. So yeah, definitely like mind your P's and Q's. Like make sure that you know, if this is something new or something that you're developing for yourself, that you really take the time to make sure that your intellectual property is guarded. Try not to get a lot of people involved, because like, you know, it's your stuff, and at the end of the day you were the one that has to make decisions on that. And also alternatively, kind of figure out why, and I'm going to say with the are you being honest with yourself, try to figure out why you may be surrounding yourself with some of these people that have so much freaking input and they're not really doing much of the work, if that makes sense. You know, like because you may find that there may be something in your energy craw that's attracting those people. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. Attracting those people to you, which is what's causing a little bit of chaos in your life. But yes, definitely give pause, take time for yourself, really contemplate what you see, what you're being offered, and seeing if it works for you. And with that said, I will leave you there. Thank you.